You have entered the Vault of Shadows. I am its keeper. Dave, welcome back, kids, to the Vault of Shadows. Today, as of this recording, we are 3 days from Halloween. Really, like 2.5. Pretty exciting stuff, and I hope you're as excited as I am. Of course, here in the Vault of Shadows, it is Halloween, 24/7. 365 days a year, and we have with us here in this particular installment a friend of mine. He's come by here, and he's been here before. This, everybody, is Eddie. Boy, we don't have much good light here. This is old Eddie. Sometimes I just call him Ed. Ed, how are you today? I'm doing great. How are you? Well, it sounds like you got some voice problems. What's that? Do you need a lozenge or something? Can I get you a lozenge? Perhaps a nice warm beverage? No, I'm fine. It'll clear up eventually. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's something. What brings you here, Ed? What are you doing? Well, I live here. Okay, sure. People can't even really see you, I don't think, Ed. Can they even tell that you exist? You're just kind of a dark shadow. Ed is a raven, by the way, if you're not sure. Let me see if I can pull up this flambeau, just bringing it closer. Do you see? There's Ed. He's all, pitch black. So as is this area we're in, which is called the Vault of Shadows. So it's hard to see. Let's see if we can put the flambeau back here, Ed. And, oh, God, we're setting things on fire. We're going to set things ablaze. Probably not good, Ed. Let's, now we're in pitch black. Somebody relight it, guys. Can you relight this, please? Yeah, all right. There you go. But anyway, holy crow, now it's getting very... Oh, God, I almost set you on fire, Ed. There you go. People can see you better. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad to be seen better. Yeah, well, that makes one of us. What do you got for me, Ed? Why are you wasting my time and everybody's time here? They're not here for you. They don't really care. Well, I was just wondering, did you see the new Poe documentary on LPB? LPB? What is that exactly? Louisiana Public Broadcasting. Okay, well, we're not in Louisiana. We're in the Vault of Shadows. Well, on PBS then? No, I didn't get a chance to I didn't get a chance to catch that, Ed. How was it? You saw it, I guess? Why would you assume that? Well, because you asked me if I saw it. Well, no, I was just wondering if you saw it. Oh, okay. Oh, are you assuming that just because I'm a raven, that I would automatically know something about an Edgar Allan Poe documentary, and also because my name is Ed? Ed the Raven? No. I think yes. Well, you're wrong. Anyway, just get to the point. What's the question? Why are you asking me? Well, I was just wondering because I did, in fact, watch it. Oh, that's interesting. I wouldn't have guessed. Anyway, I learned something very interesting about Poe. Really? What's that? What did you learn? I learned that if he was ever running around and in danger of running into a tree, people would yell something at him to stop him from running into the tree. Really? Well, wouldn't you just yell, "Hey, stop! Look out! Look out"? No. You know what they yelled? Poe, tree! Oh, all right. Get the hell out of here. That's plenty enough of that. Anyway, kids, I apologize for the waste of our time and destruction of brain cells that just occurred there. We're going to look, kids, at something here in the Vault of Shadows. And I'm going to just tell you, this item, okay, it has a long history. Not this particular item, but the lineage, we will, in terms of the design, if you will, go along with the term there, lineage, has its origins. I'm going to give you a very brief, almost an AI type, although there is no AI here in the Vault of Shadows, and by God, there never will be. But I'm going to give you a summary here, kind of like you could get from one of these lazy AI things. No, here, though, I've done the research. I'm going to summarize it, because I still have enough brain power to do that. Thankfully. See, because here in the Vault of Shadows, we are fighting back against the AI tide. I don't know what the hell that even means, but I know this. Way back in the glory days, the 50s. Now, I wasn't alive, kids. It's before my time, even though now is after my time, technically speaking. But that was before my time, but I'm familiar with it. As a little wee living lad back in the day, young Dave used to love to read, in Fangoria and in those magazines about the old days of monster magazines, like the wonderful Famous Monsters of Filmland, which you may be familiar with. And I always loved old black and white horror films, going back to the 30s, 20s even, and then going into the 50s. And there was a package of films that was shown across the nation on your usually several local channels, which there were only 3, remember. But you would see them on one of those channels, and these would usually play at night on the weekends, a Saturday night, and that was called the Shock Package. And there was such a flurry of success with this. Television, of course, was burgeoning. And so movies still very successful, very big draw, but now you could watch some of these things on your little black and white TV, and you began to see the emergence of the horror host, right? We've heard tell of those, you know what those are. Well, to really market to kids who are a big audience for this, right? There were several different products available. One was Famous Monsters of Filmland. You had all these monster magazines, and then you had several companies that would try to market to those kids through those magazines. Genius, really. And one of them was Topstone, and Topstone Masks had a drawing, an ad in these magazines, and one of them was originally called, I believe it was called Horror Zombie Mask, but that name was eventually changed to become Shock Monster, and the Shock Monster mask, so named, became really a staple of any kid that ever saw that magazine. Meanwhile, years later, it would continue to be very popular. The imagery of the Shock Monster would be used in, hot rods, and it was really kind of a generic image of a monster, but yet it was nothing generic about it. It was shocking, and it was thrilling, and it was it looked like a horrible but also really cool monster. And those cool monster kids, which I was not one, because again, didn't exist yet. I came around later. They loved this guy, the Shock Monster, and Topstone also, of course, made a Shock Monster mask. Now, when you look at the Shock Monster mask, by the way, I'll have a link to the full history for those of you that like to read. People that still read, I know that you are the kind of folks that drop in here to the Vault of Shadows. You can read about the history of the Shock Monster mask there. But apparently, when you look at the pictures, I think it's cool, but it was not well received compared to even that little black and white line drawing was far more compelling than was the actual Topstone, Shock Monster mask, which I still think looks pretty cool, but yeah, it's not great. So a lot of them also, you got to remember, we're talking about very cheap masks, and they were thrown probably in bins. They were not like we would go today. The masks you've seen here on the Vault of Shadows, they're not going to be of that quality product in terms of how they were made, how they were stored, sent, shipped, put up for display, you name it. So years would go by, many independent mask makers and then other mask companies would make their own Shock Monsters because it wasn't copyrighted. And it went on to become this legendary among monster kids and monster fans image and creature creation, right? And so years have gone by, and the great Justin Mabry has done several versions. And his most recent version came out, I believe, in last year, 2024. I remember waiting to get it. It took a while for me to finally get it. I ordered it directly from Trick or Treat Studios. Took a little long, I think. Did we order that one? Did it come from Tots? Or it wasn't Lord Grimley, because Lord Grimley, when we order from them, it's there very quickly. But I was so happy to finally get it. And I am going to show it to you. I've been saving this for the end of the month, which we only have, again, 2.5 days till Halloween. I love this thing. And I'm going to give you a detailed look at this, better lighting than some of the other reviews we've done. This is the Shock Monster mask. It's sculpted by the great Justin Mabry. And it is available, as of this recording, I believe it's still available, trickortreatstudios.com, Lord Grimley's Manor, or lordgrimley.com. Have links for those sites as well. And Trick or Treat Studios has also made an 8-inch in the style of the old Mego action figures, Shock Monster figure, and it's fantastic. Not available. I'm waiting for that to come in too. Very popular. I mean, so you got to wait for the mask. Now we got to wait for the figure. I will review that figure. I don't think it's coming out anytime soon. I haven't even been able to pre-order it, so I don't know when we'll see it. But when I do get it, kids, it will be reviewed here on the Vault of Shadows. So let us go ahead and take a look at the Shock Monster. And here it is, kids. I know it's a bit askew here. I'm trying to get the best lighting and not be in the way here. I've got the flambeau still, but put in some extra lighting here, and I'm going to give you a close-up, better lit view of it here in a second, but just a nice sturdy here on the tripod view of this beautiful mask, sculpted by Justin Mabry, capturing the essence of that line drawing, which I'll also, let kids back there, can we get that, put that line drawing in, or did you do it already? No, we'll put it in. So they're going to put it in right here. That's the original drawing of the Shock Monster from those old Topstone ads. And it's genius that Justin Mabry was able to realize it this fully based on the fact that that image, as you can see, is just looking to one direction. In fact, oh, hey, maybe don't put it in. Well, we'll see how well they edit it, but I'm just noticing here on the tag, the original work is here for you to see that, kids. So that's the original drawing of the shock monster, okay? And it is, you got your carrot instructions and all that. There's no further description there. Probably they assume anybody ordering this is going to know who the shock monster is, but there's the original drawing. And look what Justin Mabry did, bringing this to life in 3 dimensions, kids. This is beautiful. And I just love this design. Everything about it, to me, is awesome. I love monsters, obviously, but there's something about a green monster with this face, the expression, there's something in the eye missing, and then this one is not much longer for the world either. As you can see, it's kind of bulging out of there and danger perhaps of going away. We've got these really deep, wonderful pits and tears perhaps in the skin. We've got this hair, which is, again, as you saw, faithful to that image. Mine is a little, I had it in a box and I had it not sitting right, and so it needs a little work there. It is a half or 3/4 mask, I guess you could say. It has a nice elastic strap here on the back there. And it is made of vinyl. It is a vinyl mask. So it's got a good weight to it. It's got one of these inserts. I'm not going to take that out, but Trick or Treat has been very good about putting in vinyl inserts in their masks in the last year or so, maybe longer. And certainly with the Leatherface vinyl masks you've seen reviewed on this channel, those are in there. So that's a wonderful thing to keep its shape if you are going to just display it. But it is just, I don't know how great you can see here. Let me get my big giant noggin out of the way. You can see this, the reds here, and just how that has been painted there. This was probably, I'm guessing, black. It is black vinyl, stippled green, and then all the details added here. You've got like almost like a rivulet of blood, perhaps, coming really all the way down from this nice big gash coming down here, and then going down this way, and got some maybe blood there. That's just gums. It's gnarly. It looks fantastic. Those yellow teeth. This is just, when I think of a monster, I think of this, man. This is just so great. I remember seeing this again. I want to say I saw it as a kid, probably in Fangoria, but I maybe also found an old issue of Famous Monsters. I remember as a kid seeing it and thinking, man, that is so cool. Probably also saw an image of one of the masks that was made back in the day. The many variations made of that original image. So this is a beautiful mask. What would you wear with it? Well, you could be a zombie, so you could wear that kind of distressed everyday clothes that you would usually probably get for your zombie outfit. You could also, and I'll have the link for you there. You can look at the figure that's going to be coming from Trick or Treat Studios, and you can perhaps just get that. It's kind of your standard monster fare, what we think of when we see the Frankenstein monster. It's like a shirt, and then a really tattered coat and some tattered pants over that, and no shoes. The shock monster says, I'm going out there with no shoes. But you could do that. I mean, if you probably want to wear shoes, it's a good idea, depending where you're going. If you're just wearing this, sitting there giving out candy to the trick-or-treaters, depending on what kind of temperatures you have, who says you need any kind of shoes? Don't let anybody, tell you how your footwear should be. So this is just a beautiful mask. Again, I apologize for the lighting. It's because my large self is in the way, but there we go. Get in on some of this detail again. And let me see if I can move, because we don't have a great operation here. And the big part of that is the ineffectiveness of my staff. They're just not very bright. Kind of like this light. So if we can get it, there we go, maybe at a little better angle. And I love this eye. Holy crow there, the light just fell. Everybody all right over there with that? All right. Well, we lost the height. This is just a high quality operation we're running here at the Vault of Shadows. I don't know what happened. I don't know what caused that to fall in that way. But I love the eye. You do have some eye cuts, speaking of eyes, there, right there, so you can see through it. Lots of options. You could just also probably, I think it would be really cool to wear what I wear down here in the Vault of Shadows, a hooded robe wear that and have the hood over this, and man, oh man, you will be the highlight. Because what's great about this, and look, I love, as you know, Michael Myers, my favorite mask, favorite horror movie villain. And I love Jason. I love masks, and so love all that. But there's something about this that's just so unique and has remained unique. And this is just a beautiful piece of work. So you have to be, I think, the hit of the party, or the trick-or-treating, the neighborhood, if you go out in this bad boy here. Getting you a look here at the other side there. So there you go, kids. This is the Justin Mabry sculpted Shock-a-Monster, available via the links that I'll have linked down below. We are not, by the way, in any way affiliated. I paid for this myself, and not affiliated directly with Trick or Treat Studios or Lord Grimley, just fans. But what a beautiful mask. So be sure, kids, that if you're interested and you want something unique, and even if you're not going to wear it for trick-or-treating or Halloween or anything, what a great display piece this is. It's just beautiful, and it looks great. I would even maybe put it out as a centerpiece on the dining room table. I can imagine that if you're married, you have a significant other, whatever. I'm sure they'll love that. You never know. Depends. Until next time, kids, thanks for watching. Stay spooky.